You think you know everything there is to know about the X-Men? Well, test your knowledge with these astonishing facts.
I don't want to miss anything.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 X-Men facts. Number 10. Mutant Hatred is an allegory for racial tensions in the United States.
I think the American people deserve the right to decide whether they want their children to be in school with mutants, to be taught by mutants.
One of the major themes of the X-Men franchise is the relationship between mutants and humans, even the superpowered ones. To put it briefly, many of the public see mutants as dangerous and want to restrict their freedom, while some mutants, often led by Magneto, wish to subjugate or eliminate the human race completely. Co-creators Stan Lee and Jack Kirby didn't need to look far to come up with this theme. They wrote the comic book in the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement, when racial tensions in the United States were nearing a boiling point.
Skin color prejudice? That's so pathetic, it's almost quaint.
It ain't quaint.
As such, racism and prejudice have been cornerstones of the X-Men ever since.
People are afraid. They want action. They want protection. They want revenge.
Number 9. Wolverine's first appearance was actually in The Incredible Hulk. Arguably the most famous hero in the franchise, Wolverine's first comic book appearance wasn't actually in the X-Men comics. Instead, he first appeared in The Incredible Hulk number 180.
Little man.
Hey, I'm on your side, you flaming idiot.
In this story, the Hulk finds himself in Quebec, Canada, where he wanders into a small cave and engages in a fight with the Wendigo because Canada totally has those. As the pair trade blows and nearly destroy an entire forest, a costumed creature with metal claws appears, the Wolverine. In the next issue, Wolverine defeats the Wendigo and then briefly battles the Hulk. Now that's how you introduce a character. Number 8. The X-Men tax credit.
So, let me say it again. I expect you'll reconsider.
Are mutants humans or non-human creatures? This is one of the main issues in the series, but it also became an issue in the United States Court of International Trade. When it comes to action figures, US law makes an important distinction between what constitutes a doll and what constitutes a toy. Simply, dolls are human while toys are non-human. This is important for toy companies because there are higher tariffs on dolls than toys.
Hey kid, think you're an X-Man? This is the place to prove it.
X-Men headquarters!
Toy Biz, which is part of Marvel Comics, argued that their action figures were not human and ended up winning the case in court. While the comic books would have you believe that mutants are people too, the tax man sees things differently.
Only X-Men get into X-Men headquarters. Action figures sold separately.
Number 7. Who else could have directed the X-Men films?
Let them pass that law and they'll have you in chains with a number burned into your forehead.
It won't be that way.
Then kill me and find out.
Lately, it seems as though a new superhero film comes out every week. Back in the early 2000s, however, superhero films were not the cash cows they are today. Bryan Singer, who has now directed 4 of the 5 X-Men films, initially turned down the offer to direct the first film, but reconsidered after reading the comics.
You wanna shoot me? Shoot me! Don't shoot him!
Things could have been drastically different if he hadn't changed his mind, especially since 20th Century Fox were considering several other prominent directors for the job, including Robert Rodriguez, Tim Burton, and, brace yourself comic book fans, Joel Schumacher, the architect of Batman and Robin. Talk about dodging a bullet.
Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch.
Come on, sing! Louder, come on, sing, sing, sing!
Number 6. Mystique and Destiny's lesbian relationship was banned.
What happened? I left the girl in what I thought was your safekeeping.
As members of the second Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Mystique and Destiny spent a lot of time together. Their relationship went way beyond just being co-members of the Brotherhood, however.
She possesses the potential for limitless power.
Although it's never mentioned specifically, it is pretty clear that the pair were in fact lovers. In Marvel Fanfare number 40, they dance together as Mystique takes the form of a man. It was later revealed that the 1954 Comics Code Authority forbade their gay relationship, but when Marvel dropped the code in 2001, their relationship was finally officially revealed.
They're just guys being stupid.
Number 5. Sex-Men, issue number 118.
For that, Daddy-O, you get a private dance.
Comic book illustrator Ethan Van Sciver isn't the first person to sneak a hidden message into a comic book, but what he did in New X-Men number 118 took comic book Easter eggs to a whole new level.
I'm in.
She's good.
You have no idea.
Sciver attempted to put the word sex on each page of the issue. He at least maintained some form of subtlety, inserting the word into Jean Grey's flowing hair or Emma Frost's diamond skin. While Sciver was clearly just trying to have a little bit of fun, it upset some readers, and some attempts appear to have been edited out.
It's kind of dirty in here, don't you think?
That's the idea. Velcro. Nice.
Number 4. They were originally called the Merry Mutants. Whether you're a fan of the franchise or not, it would be difficult to find someone who doesn't know what the name X-Men refers to.
What are you?
Things could have been drastically different, however, if Stan Lee had initially gotten his way. Lee wanted to call the series the Merry Mutants, but was rejected by Marvel publisher Martin Goodman, who claimed that readers wouldn't know what a mutant was. Instead, they went with the name X-Men, with the X referring to the mutants' extra power. Number 3. Bryan Singer banned the cast of X-Men from reading the comic books.
How would I want a director to treat my favorite universe, something I've loved for decades? And I would simply want he or she to take it seriously.
Like him or hate him, Bryan Singer helped pave the way for the current success of superhero films. Hardcore comic book fans, however, have criticized Singer for failing to stay faithful to the comics.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Singer didn't seem to express much interest in following the comic book plotlines, and even banned comic books from the set because he wanted the actors to focus entirely on the script. According to Hugh Jackman, however, several actors traded comic books secretly without Singer's knowledge.
No matter how outrageous the costumes get or the powers, you still have to sit there and explain to Ian McKellen while he's hanging from cables and with his helmet and cape. Okay, I need it real.
Number 2, the first gay wedding in comics.
Hey, you wouldn't want us to drop you from such a height, no? Still don't know me real well, do you, North Star?
Considering that X-Men revolves around prejudice and the desire to be treated equally, it's no surprise that the series featured the first gay marriage in comic book history. The wedding occurred in 2012's Astonishing X-Men number 51, and it was between Northstar and his partner Kyle.
Monsieur Wolverine, stop fighting us.
Please, mon ami. Do not force us to do this.
Northstar's sexuality had actually been revealed nearly 20 years earlier, when he became Marvel's first openly gay character. The publisher was praised by critics and fans alike for its progressive take on marriage.
This is a moment to repeat the mistakes of the past, or to work together for a better future. We're here to stay, Mr. President.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
All I did was steal some bread. You know nothing about the world.
Number 1, X-Men number 1 is the best-selling comic book of all time.
Honestly, Charles, I don't know how you survived living in such hardship.
There have been hundreds of thousands of comic books released over the years, but only one can claim to be the best-selling book of all time. That title goes to X-Men Volume 2, Number 1, which was published in 1991.
Hey, you! Do you know how much that game costs?
Yeah, a quarter.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, it has sold over 7 million copies. Part of the reason for its success is because the comic book industry boomed in the 1990s, with the X-Men series in particular increasing significantly in popularity. The best part may be the comic's affordability. You can find this collector's item for under $10 on Amazon. Do you agree with our list?
Is it just me, or is anyone else, seriously freaked by all this?
What's your favorite X-Men fact? For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Well, I had a promise to keep. You and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Bye.